What's going on YouTube? So today on Chaos Builds, what we're going to do, we have a top end to build on a 5.3. It's going to be an early Gen 3 5.3. I think we're going to do like a light rebuild on the heads, valve seals, valve springs. We're going to lap the valves in, sloppy method. That's how we do it here. And we're going to do a camshaft, oil pump, that sort of stuff. Head bolts, ARP head bolts, throw it back together. So you guys stick around, watch the content. It's gonna be premium. You know, go back and check the Dodge Pilot House engine rebuild, because we got to do the heads on that 3 times. So I would say in the recent times, I'm a professional at LS cylinder heads in the most sloppy form ever, because I suck. So either way, I've got my buddy dropping off his engine. He's gonna help, and we're gonna try to get this knocked out. So let's go get this off the trailer and onto an engine stand.
Cue the montage. Cue the montage. Get you some of that. Yeah, I'm still on call, so.
So here it is. So we got, it's a little early. I call them 03.5 Gen 3 motors. They got the Gen 4 bolts in them. Typically they have Gen 4 rods as well. So this we've got. They do a bunch of part outs on these things. He's gonna put this in a square body. So we'll get it all disassembled and get all the parts in it. Alright, we got it all broke down, all the wiring off, all the extra stuff that you don't need on here is all gone. And y'all didn't see any of it because I didn't have the camera set up very well. I'm a dummy. So either way, I think we're going to load this thing back up, take it to the power washer, and power wash this acorns and stuff off this engine where this pack rat was. Squirrel, whatever it is. Alright, so Austin over here took the engine to the power washer, to the car wash, power washed it, tried to get all the nastiness off, like I said, all that acorns and stuff from that squirrel that was on here. So we're going to pull the valve covers, pull the cylinder heads off of it, and we're going to sloppy mechanics, lap the valves in, put new valve seals in, valve springs, camshaft, that sort of stuff. Alright, so cylinder heads are off. This motor was sitting outside, and all the bores on this side. There's water in here, but he power washed it. Other than that, that one's fine. A little bit of crap in here, but I think most of everything in here is from power washing it. So we're gonna get the lifter trays out, get the lifters out, pull this front cover, and then that'll allow us to yank the camshaft out of this. Alright, so while Austin's cleaning up the lifter tray areas and stuff, we're gonna knock this camshaft out of here. See if we can get the cam bearings with it, because if you're like my buddy Cody, he seems to be able to knock the cam bearings out every time he changes the cam. And you know I'm right, so don't get upset, Cody. We're gonna put this top dead center, like you do every other one, and we're gonna go past it. So let's go back.
These front ones are clean, so I'm gonna leave them be.
Yep, you're good, man. Like I said, first time the engine runs, it's gonna flush a lot of that stuff out. Everything in this engine is rusty. I wonder, you know, if Austin might set it outside for, you know, a year. Probably uncovered. And then he, you know, was trying to sell it to somebody that it 100,000 mile, you know, garage kept, always had the oil change every 1,500.
Ah, I had the oil change every 500 miles.
500? Damn. I'm calling you a grandma. Truck never moved for 1 year. Change the oil just to keep it fresh. Oh, let me get this camshaft out. Did y'all see the water run out of that when I pulled that cover off of there? This is the part where it can cost you a lot of work. If you knock one of these cam bearings out, it is not fun. It's not going to be a good time. And these higher early motors, the cam bearings get super loose in the journals, and they'll just come right out with the camshaft. This one, I think we're gonna survive it. There we go. Look at that baby. She's man. She a little mile. Yeah, she probably had another 250 left in her. Yeah, I'd say you had a bunch of water in there, dude.
Yep.
That looks more than just condensation. But what do I know? Oh, all right. Where's that other rag you had? Here we go.
Now, you think that affects the bearings any?
No, because the bearings are all covered. Okay, gotta roll it upside down now. All right. Let's see if we can it this way. This is my buddy Brad's engine fan. It's a hot crap. Yeah, your engine's crap bag. Oh, it's just gonna come right off. You didn't do a very good job gluing. They literally glued the gasket on the bottom to the pan and not to the. Wow.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll want to clean that up before you try to put it back on. Now check this out. Look at this counterweight. I'm gonna say there's a little water. There's a little water down there. You can go pop that off there.
No, there's one more right here.
Oh, sorry. I knew that. I swear.
I will say the O-ring looks good still though.
Yeah, which somebody had been in here.
Mm-hmm.
So we may have had one at one point. Just look at it.
I know whenever it was still in the avalanche, it held 40 pounds of oil pressure.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, it's got Gen 4 rods in it, buddy.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Was that loose?
No, they're supposed to be. They're supposed to have a little play.
Okay.
If they don't have play, you get into the engine. The issue I had in the last engine where the rods are binding on the crank and eating the bearings up.
So the crank's a little.
Yeah, that shouldn't affect anything. It is what it is. So.
I do want to take a picture of that though.
Yeah. Shouldn't affect anything. I would assume. It has nothing to do with anything. It's gonna get oil on it anyway, so it'll disappear. So.
Everything underneath though looks decent.
Yeah, I was just wiggling the caps, make sure they're good. So.
Yeah, because I don't want to get into something. Then.
But you said it had 40 pounds of oil pressure, so
Yeah.
not really nothing to worry about.
Yeah, it didn't smoke, so.
It did?
No, it didn't.
Yeah. So, like, there's just rust on everything. Look, there's rust there on those rollers.
Because it's been sitting out of the vehicle on the ground since March of last year.
Yeah, just on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, covered with tarp, but it was sitting on a hood.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think what might have been a big cause is it sitting outside throughout the winter and building up moisture inside.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. There wasn't any water in it, like in the oil, was there, when you drained it out? Yeah. A lot of the water coming out of it right now is where he power washed it. And coolant. So. All right, so we got a box of goodies over here we're about to go through. So, all the BTR goodness.
Lifters.
Perfect. Oh, you got rockers too, what?
This is, I believe, the training kit.
You got shaft mounted rockers. That was some money, dude.
$800 I think.
Wow. That was way too good for this bill. Alright. So. This is just 1030. All this is. This is a hydraulic roller, so you don't have to put like assembly lube on it.
Okay.
That's the nice thing about hydraulics; they don't care. Like a flat tappet, you would have to put braking lube on, because the way the lifters wear into the camshaft, it needs that extra zinc and stuff to do it. So. This is a BTR Stage 2 Turbo Cam. So, for an LS3. That right there is almost max lift.
Really?
All the lift you can put in a 5.3 engine. Yeah, it's gonna sound good. The 625, I believe, is the most lift you can put in one. This is for an LS3. Who told you to get this?
BTR.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Did you tell them you were trying to make 10,000 horsepower?
Nope. Told them I made for like 650.
Really?
And they told me that's what they got. They said it's new. I was like,
Oh,
okay.
well.
I said I'll pay for whatever.
Oh, so it's new. It's
Yeah.
new design?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the old ones were like 598 lift or something, right? 600. Alright, just like that. She spins freely. Just like that. There should be some torques on the top, very back of that.
Yep. Bingo is the name.
Didn't even need to. Yeah, the thing is, it's LS, so
Mm-hmm.
you get away with a lot of stuff on it. Like this stuff isn't precise torque because most of the torque settings are for torque to yield bolts. Like it's like you're trying to create stretch is what you're trying to do.
Okay.
Do it. So either way, you got a dot right here on this sprocket right here.
Mm-hmm.
See that dot?
Yep.
Okay.
You want to line it straight up?
Put that dot.
Okay.
So, that's the nice thing about LS is you can just dot to dot them. You don't have to.
Time them.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't care. Like old school engines and stuff, you're like, you put aftermarket timing set on them, you got the time, you got a degree of the camshaft and all that. The nice thing on this stuff is it doesn't really care. 25 foot-pounds. Barely even moved. Alright, so we're running a melling M295 on this, standard volume. They make a high volume version of that as well. What we're going to do is we're going to remove the pressure relief spring for the pressure relief valve, and we're going to shim it, and we're going to put 2 washers underneath it, and that should increase the oil pressure by about 5 to 7 pounds of pressure. I think they say it's good for like 5%. Washers in there, it just makes the spring tension more, so it has to build more pressure before it can push the spring open to open the relief valve.
Okay.
Yeah, just snug. Yeah. A little bit more. I don't know how much you put on there. Yeah, that's good. Right here. So this is where oil will come through the lifter bore, push into this hole, and then it puts pressure on this cup right here.
Okay.
Some guys think it matters orientation of this. Some guys don't. They just throw them in no matter what.
Will they eventually? How do I say it now? So there's a certain way it's supposed to go, but do they move around in here?
So no, they don't twist. So if you see this is square here, and this is actually has two flats. So once they're in here, they do not twist. Okay. The lifter tray is what holds this straight on the cam. If your lifter tray gets too much slack in it, what'll happen, or if it breaks, this lifter will go sideways and it'll wipe the camshaft out. So that's why I tell everybody, just replace these when you're doing this job. So either way, some guys have an issue or want this up, want it down. To me, it doesn't matter as long as it's in here. But I was just trying to make sure they're in the same orientation. So on this one, I'm going to put them all facing up. Same way with soaking these. They don't soak them from the factory. So this is something my buddy John does. So my buddy John, he's like, I'm like, oh yeah, I soak them every time. He goes, I've never soaked them. I never have a problem. He builds hot rods every day. He builds LS swaps every day. And
so when they stick, what's that? What do they mean by the roller sticks? Is it the roller itself?
No. So what happens is on an AFM lifter, they have a spring on top of here because they actually take oil pressure away from this lifter, and the spring actually provides the slack. Takes the slack up when this isn't inflated. The cup isn't inflated. So when a DOD AFM lifter collapses, that spring physically collapses and does not spring back out. So which means that there's slack in the push rod, which is what the knock, the tip develops. These are not DOD lifters. These are standard LS7 style replacement lifters from Morel. So they don't have that issue.
Isn't the under here, isn't that the knock sensor?
Yes, sir. Those are knock sensors there. What I would do is that you can go on Amazon, get a delete plate.
Okay.
That will clean this up, make it look nice, because you don't need these. That's rear. Yep. I'll put one there.
Yeah, and that's the other one for that.
Yeah, we can put them there, we just won't start them. Let's get the right socket. Where's that? There it is.
You may have to do some wire willing on those blocks to paint it.
Yep. That'll be a thing. Dirty. Like I said, oven cleaner. Just the cheapest oven cleaner you find.
Yeah, let's eat it off.
Well, like it breaks it down really well. So, like you still might have to do some scrubbing and stuff, but it really does help get it. The same with this oven cleaner. Just spray it off the oven cleaner, man. Let it set for a little bit.
Yeah, spray it on the inside of the valve covers.
Yeah, all of it. Unless you're gonna change the valve covers. Yeah, all of it. Just
I would like to change valve covers, but they're expensive.
They are expensive. Even like the cheap ones are like $200. So.
I'd rather just paint that.
Yeah, that's mine. Has stock painted ones that paint the same color as my interior. It's all like a shoreline beige, whatever.
Well, I'm not sure what color I'm gonna paint it because the truck's dark blue, like so dark it looks black.
Yeah.
But
you can do any color you want. I've seen them I've seen them painted white and then graffiti, like paint splatter on them and stuff. They take like pink and purple and blue.
That would kind of be cool.
It's cooler than heck, you know, if you like that.
I think that when I go to paint it, I'm gonna tape all this off and then on the heads and paint the heads.
See, I don't like personally like painted heads, but if you like painted heads, go for it. All right, so to end it for today, that's where we're gonna be at. We got the oil pump installed, timing set installed, camshafts installed, everything cleaned up. Good to go on that. Next few days, we're gonna take apart the cylinder heads, get that all done. And he's got shaft mount rocker system. I've never dealt with one before, so BTR does a shaft mount rocker system like this, replaces the OEM stuff on the rocker arms. We'll find out how to do that together because I ain't ever done it. So either way, we'll get back to you in a few days.